Mikayla Savage with your news briefing. Hundreds of flowers have been laid on Queensland's Gold Coast as friends and family remember those who lost their lives in a SeaWorld helicopter crash. 4 people died, while 2 children and one of their mothers are still receiving treatment in hospital. A report into the horrific incident won't be handed down for some time, with preliminary findings expected in about 8 weeks. There's growing opposition to the federal government's decision to impose mandatory COVID testing on travellers from China. The chief medical officer says it's not warranted, as Beijing threatens reciprocal action, while Shadow Health Minister Anne Ruston has told Sky it's just unnecessary.
The question before the government at the moment is why has it made a decision to do something that is not going to either be necessary according to the health advice or going to deliver any outcome in relation to the additional data that it's seeking.
Meantime, there's some new data from the current COVID wave sweeping through Australia. It shows only 1 in 5 infected in December had had the virus before, suggesting that for most people, a previous infection is a good deterrent for reinfection. Briefly, iconic Aussie CD and DVD retailer Sanity is shutting down its physical stores, but it will remain open online. And die-hard Elvis fans have flocked to parks in central west New South Wales, where the Elvis Festival has kicked off today. Celebrations to honour the King of Rock and Roll will continue until late Sunday night.
Selling the family home? Miller, Juan and John put you first.
This is SAFM weather.
The bad weather that's been looming over the SCG all day has gotten worse. The South Africa test has been paused in Sydney because of the rain. Earlier it was stopped because of bad light as well, with the Aussies on 1 for 138. Miners Labuschagne and Usman Khawaja both securing half centuries earlier. To other cricket, though, the Big Bash League continues tonight. The Sydney Sixers and the Brisbane Heat go head-to-head before the Perth Scorchers take on Sydney Thunder. And over in the NBL, the Breakers and the Wildcats will lock horns before the Kings and South East Melbourne Phoenix play.
Cloudy conditions this afternoon on the Limestone coast, dropping down to 11 degrees overnight. Cloudy again tomorrow with a top temp of 22. And for more news, the briefing is still on deck over summer. A deep dive on the news that matters each morning on the Listener app.